Are you feeling insecure in your non-monogamous relationship? You're not alone. Let's reclaim your power and transform your experience and unlock the keys to your confidence and deep sense of self-love. So we're going to dig into the roots of your insecurities and understand how they're impacting your relationships and unravel the puzzle that is your insecurities and start building a foundation of self-worth that's going to empower you in every aspect of your life, not just your relationships, okay? Understanding the root of your insecurities involves a deeper dive into your emotional landscape, into your emotional world. So I'm going to give you some steps to work on that. First of all, if you're watching this video, say hi, please. Drop something in the comment. Let me know that you're here. Let me know that you're seeing this. Say hello. Let me know what you think. If you have questions, ask them. I'll come back around and answer them. I'm excited to share this with you. So, first step in feeling more confident in your relationships is some self-reflection. God, so dumb. Hate doing this. Also, I love it. But, you have to identify what your insecurities are. You have to figure out what situations, what people, what specifics actually trigger your insecurities. If you've spent your life avoiding things that activate or trigger your insecurities, it's actually kind of hard to know what they are until you're confronted with them, until you're faced with them, right? So that first step, you got to figure that out. What is even making me feel this way? It's probably not whatever your partner's doing. It might be. And if it is, that's another topic that we're going to talk about. But it's probably something a little bit deeper. Okay. So journal on it. Write about your feelings and your experiences. This will help you identify the patterns that are showing up. Check in with your body. What are the sensations that are coming up when you're feeling activated? Does your stomach hurt? Are your shoulders tight? Are you angry for no reason? Is your head buzzing? What is actually happening in your body that you're then thinking and putting a story to? Right? Pay attention to your thoughts. Pay attention to your emotions and don't judge them. They're not wrong. You're not bad. If you're feeling jealous, if you're feeling insecure, if you're feeling scared, if you're what the heck are we even doing? Why? You're not bad or wrong. Okay? You just got to dig into it a little bit. Most of us struggle with some form of insecurity. I don't think you can grow up in this world and not feel insecure about something, especially today with social media, with everything that we're brought up with, all of the comparison, right? I have never, ever met a woman that did not compare herself to other women. I think the same is true for all genders, but man, it runs deep for women. It's insane. It's insane. We all have it. Okay. So one of the things you want to do to figure out what's going on for you is explore your past, your childhood, your past relationships, right? Consider how your upbringing might have shaped your self-esteem. Maybe you didn't feel seen growing up or appreciated, and that led to this constant need for external validation. Or maybe you were compared to your siblings or your friends and always have felt inadequate and have tried to rise up above that. Maybe you were criticized a lot and that led to a negative self-image that has persisted into adulthood. Or maybe you watched the adults in your life criticize themselves and thought, well, man, this is a person I look up to. And if they aren't as perfect as I think they are, I clearly am not, right? Look at your past relationships. Have you been betrayed? That can not only erode trust in other people, but in yourself, in your sense of judgment, in your trust that the choices you're making are solid choices. Maybe you've been rejected. I think most of us have been rejected, but that can actually lead to this fear of feeling unlovable, fear of rejection, fear of being abandoned, of being replaced. Maybe you've been manipulated. Maybe someone has gaslit you in your past, or maybe they're doing it now, right? That undermines your sense of security. It undermines your confidence in yourself and creates a lot of self-doubt. These are all, I mean, there's so many examples that I could give, but these are pretty common. These are things that most of us have had to deal with. And when you start recognizing them, when you start seeing the patterns, the ways that you show up in your relationships that maybe aren't about your relationships, but more about what's going on internally, this is when you can start to shift it, when you can start to change the thought patterns, when you can start to change the way that you show up in conversations, the way you show up in love, the way you attach to other people. And when you start to shift that, the sky's the limit. That's when you start to feel more confident. That's when you start to feel a deep sense of worth, a sense of actual love for yourself, right? You know, maybe you have negative thought patterns. Maybe you have this voice in your head that's always telling you you're wrong or not good enough or need to do better. Maybe you have some perfectionism and you're just constantly striving to like reach this level of perfection that is not possible, right? Or maybe you get real anxious. Maybe you expect the worst case scenario. Maybe you're catastrophizing your relationships, and that like anxiety and fear starts to create a self-perpetuating, it starts to create this like manifests itself, right? When you're worried and anxious and constantly waiting for the other shoe to drop, well, the other shoe usually drops, right? Like you can actually create that. Or maybe you have this all or nothing thinking, like black and white. Either everything is a success or everything's a failure. And there is no like, what I did was good enough or who I am is good enough. Either I'm perfect or I suck. And that's just not true. And that when you're in that black and white thinking, it shatters your self-worth, right? Like these are just a few examples. Everyone's experiences are unique. And it's really, really important to explore your own personal history and to start digging into the root of your insecurities. For me personally, like I've spent so much of my romantic life just trying to make sure that my partners didn't see all the things that I didn't like about myself, just trying to show up in a way that I thought I was supposed to, rather than just as who I really am and letting them love me as I am, because I didn't think that anybody could. Like, why would they? Turns out they totally will. If not them, somebody else. Okay. So how do we start to love ourselves? How do you start to like feel more confident and feel that sense of self-worth and not feeling insecure and being chaotic in that? You have to create some daily practices for self-love. You have to start loving the fuck out of yourself. If you want everyone else to love you, you have to do it too. And I'm not saying you're not lovable if you don't love yourself. You're inherently fucking lovable. What I'm saying is that if you don't believe that you're lovable, then you won't believe the people who say that they are loving you or people who are acting in ways that are loving. If you don't believe you're lovable, you're not even going to see it. You're not going to believe it's real, right? So you have to start loving yourself. For me, that like self-love was literally a journey of self-love, of making love to myself, of making love to myself the way I wanted people to make love to me. Right? Not just like masturbating and getting off real quick, but like fucking loving myself. You can do this, and it might be, let's give some examples for your mind and your spirit. It might be morning affirmations. It might be just saying positive statements about yourself in the mirror, if you want to get like real crazy, or maybe meditating, becoming mindful, doing breath work, getting present in your body so that you aren't spinning out in your head. Gratitude journaling, focusing on the positive aspects of your life, the things that you love, things that you want more of. Notice them, give them recognition, give them gratitude. Treat yourself with kindness and understanding and compassion. Okay? For your body, for your physical health. Building up self-love means taking care of yourself. Moving your body. First of all, this is not just taking care of your body. Moving your body helps you get out of, that like anxious or scared spin out that we do. Like, oh my God, I'm not going to be chosen. I'm not as good as that other person. All the thoughts that we have Moving your body helps to stop those. And also boosts endorphins, gives you a boost of good, yummy brain chemicals, and is just good for you. Feels good for your body. Eat good food, eat healthy, when I say healthy, I mean like get some protein, get some carbs, get some good fats, not just sugar. All right. Just nourish yourself, take some freaking vitamins, get some sleep, prioritize rest for your body and for your brain. Treat yourself like a fucking toddler. Okay. If you're spinning out in insecurities, first look at your baseline physical needs. Have you slept? Are you hungry? Are you hydrated? Are you in pain? Do you have a roof over your head? Like your base physical needs need to be met before you can start even considering moving to the next level of like loving yourself and feeling worthy and not feeling insecure. Like take care of yourself. If a little kid was throwing a fit, you would go, does their diaper need to be changed? Do they need water? Are they hungry? Like, why are they grumpy? Do the same thing for yourself. Okay. And then human beings are community creatures. We need community. We need social connection. We need to get outside. You need to spend time in nature, even if that's just walking out into the front yard barefoot. Maybe it's just going and listening to the birds for 5 minutes. Maybe it's petting your cat, right? Like just spend time with nature and the energy of that. I want to say limit social media, but like that's where you're watching this. So, so like limit it within reason. But really the idea here is like reduce your exposure to unrealistic comparisons. Curate your news feeds so that they're full of things that you actually enjoy rather than shit that brings you down. Okay. Spend time in relationships that uplift you, that make you feel good. Spend time with family, spend time with friends, spend time with partners, spend time with your kids. Have hobbies, like get involved in communities, connect with people. Oh my God. Okay. If you're polyamorous, if you're non-monogamous and you don't have any friends who are also non-monogamous, start there. Find a fucking community, whether that's in my group, Nope, We're Not Monogamous, whether that is joining Beyond Compare and being in a group environment where we get to talk about all this stuff and like really work on this, like a Facebook group or a meetup or a munch, like find some community, find people that you can talk about your life with at any level. Okay. And then the last thing I want to bring up for like boosting your self-worth, for feeling confident, for battling the insecurities is doing personal growth, like tapping into things that make you feel accomplished, smarter, healthier, creative, right? Learn something new, like expand your knowledge and skills, read a book, listen to a podcast, do some art. And then set some like achievable milestones, like celebrate milestones and progress. Even if it's like, I got up every day this week and took a shower. Fuck yes. Amazing. That feels good. Okay. And if this is all feeling too challenging, find someone to work with me as a coach, find a therapist, find something to help you get to the next level. And that next level doesn't have to be big. It can be a little stepping stone. Okay. Just, remember that like when we're talking about building up confidence and building up self-love, a sense of worth, consistency is key. Find practices and activations and routines that resonate with you, that actually feel good for you, and start incorporating them into your daily routine. These little tiny steps help lead to significant improvement in self-love and overall well-being. I said this before. One of the key steps here is building a support system. Surround yourself with supportive people, community that understands what you're going through, that encourages your journey. Like cultivate deep connections with people that uplift and inspire you. If the people that are in your life, that the people around you are leaving you feeling worse about yourself, fucking get out of there. Get rid of those people. Find some other ones. I promise you, there are people that will resonate with you. There are people who like your vibe, who are on the same level, who like will enjoy the shit out of you. And if you don't have those right now, go find them. right? Go find them. Or come see me. We'll find them together. Okay? It's really, really important, a really, really important step. We need community. Cultivating self-love, building confidence, it really is an ongoing journey. It's a never-ending thing. It's not like, well, if I do steps 1, 2, and 3, I'll be there. I'll never have to deal with this again, right? The insecurities get smaller. They get quieter. That voice in your head that says all the shitty things, it gets quieter. And it doesn't necessarily get replaced. It's not like, and now all I think are positive things about myself and I never have negative thoughts. It's like another voice enters my head and counters those negative thoughts, right? Like I've practiced saying really kind things to myself, really compassionate things to myself so that when a negative thought shows up, like, oh, fuck, look at you. You look like shit right now. There's another voice that goes, girl, you were rocking it. So this is an ongoing journey. It requires dedication. It requires strategies. It requires actually making effort. And when you're putting these things into place, when you are using proven techniques, when you have community, when you're loving yourself every day, when you are unraveling the things in your past, the things in your history that have caused you to doubt yourself, that have caused all of these insecurities, the other side of that journey is so fucking worth it. It's so worth it. You can start right now. You can start yesterday. You can start tomorrow, but just start doing it. Start loving yourself. Come work with me, join my Facebook group, listen to my podcast, whatever. Just start working on boosting your self-love and boosting your confidence, because that's the only way that this life, that this romantic style, that this way of relating, being non-monogamous or polyamorous or any version of non-monogamy requires work on building your self-worth. Otherwise, it will leave you really hurting. It will leave you in the dust if you aren't putting in the effort for yourself. Not for other people, not so that other people will love you, for your fucking self. Okay? So real quick, I'm going to give you guys a link that actually I haven't posted anywhere or sent out to anyone, but because you're watching this video, I'm going to give you go to AliciaPayne.com/compare. This is going to send you to Beyond Compare. But I'm going to give you an early bird coupon for it so that it's super cheap for 6 weeks of coaching with, and a whole 8-module, maybe there's more actually, a whole bunch of tools and activations and videos of me coaching other people around building confidence, around building self-love and feeling really secure in your life, in your relationships. I don't know, come play with me.